Greetings and peace, love, light, and wisdom to you all. This video is a response video to Hunter Avallone, in which I wrote down some of his questions, but then I realized he wasn't really sincere, and he actually only was asking about the Therians who want to express themselves as animals. But I will read your questions and go through them, and hopefully you will understand a little bit more about Otherkins, Hunter. Number 1, does it hurt if I can pick you up by your phantom wings? Can I pick you up by them? I'm just going to read all of these questions because they all have to do with animals. Number 2, do you use a toilet or do you prefer outside? Number 3, can you fly? Can you bark like a dog or croak like a frog? Number 4, can you change your skin tone color like a chameleon can? Do you grow fur over time? Okay, so stop right there. So you are asking these questions that are obviously making fun, just mocking and trying to, make light of this situation. But there are different age ranges of those that are going through this kind of otherkin transformation, in which what's happening, Hunter, and this might be difficult for you to understand if you are not into quantum mechanics or metaphysics, or if you really haven't studied the idea about consciousness or higher consciousness or anything like that. What is going on in the world is we are at a time right now in which the idea of what is a human is actually expanding. And so our perspectives are actually changing and are growing and adapting. Many souls right now on Earth in human vessels are actually experiencing themselves of having past lives, having past experiences as being animals or other types of mythical creatures or things that don't seem to exist on Earth right now, but have exist maybe at a other time. And they come into the world having these memories, and this is part of their consciousness. There are a lot of different things that are going on. First of all, age differences makes a huge difference in the way that people are dealing with their otherkin nature. Because when you are younger, you may want to play more into the fantasy element. And when you are a little bit older, you have a little bit more wisdom within you to discern between what is actually in reality with the laws of physics. Can you transform and have a tail as a mermaid? No. Can you grow wings? No, you cannot. Not in this particular Earth time and in the particular laws of physics that we have that are over this particular Earth. Now, that's not to say that that cannot happen in another realm, and that cannot happen in what we call the afterlife, in which your consciousness goes on and moves on to another realm to experience itself as something completely different. And this is why some of these people right now on Earth have these past memories, because they may have come from another realm that had that experience where those types of mythical creatures actually did exist. If you come at it from a skeptical view about the universe and you see it as limited in possibilities, you're going to have a very hard time understanding otherkins. If you can come at the perspective that the universe is infinite, there is infinite possibilities and infinite examples of life forms, and anything that you can imagine can happen in the multiverse dimensions of this universe. And if you can go even further and look at the way that the consciousness works and how in the collective mind there's certain archetypes and there's certain types of creatures and mythological beings that exist within the collective story. Tolkien said that often myth and legend reflects reality in a splintered form. But if everything is God, okay? And I'm not talking about the God that you might feel that is a limited deity or being. I'm talking about all of us, the collective consciousness together. If everything, all nature, everything in this entire universe is part of the same source, that means that every single thing that we as souls believe and think can exist somewhere else. Maybe not on Earth, but it has existed. We are at a time in which we need souls that have more of a higher imagination and are expanding on their view of what human is. It has been 12,000 years, far too long, of humans seeing themselves as limited beings that are walking around in human bodies and that's it. And they put a limitation to what they can become and what they can achieve and what they can act as. So your questions are not that sincere. I don't know if they are really truly something that you really believe that some people go through. Like I said, it is about age. So some people will delve more into the fantasy of thinking, oh, I have wings, and oh, I'm going to use a kitty litter box instead of a toilet. Otherkins are human. But what is human? Is just a physical vessel right now on Earth to contain a higher consciousness that is infinitely filled of potential and ideals. Anything that you can imagine within your mind is something that you can create. I believe that we are in a time right now on Earth where we need to have this type of higher version of imagination and creation on Earth. Like I said, humans have been limited for a very long time, and what we are seeing is depression, suicide, and completely full of frustrated souls that are just tired of this old story of, a majority of people being controlled by a few. And it makes you feel like you're kept down in your life and you can't do anything about it. Whereas Otherkins are coming into the idea where they're not part of that story anymore. They might just be on Earth living a human life, but there's something else going inside of them. They can run with the wolves in the forest. Me as an Elvenkin, I have a different type of priority value and a different type of egalitarian type of moral compass and ethics within me and philosophies within me that kind of takes me outside of the human society. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just makes us have our particular type of unique experience, which is what we are all here to do. Hunter, you are here to have a unique experience being you. And that's fine, whatever you choose. But you have to respect the idea that we are all here to bring forth a grander expansion of experience and perception into this world together. And to show just how infinite in nature our Creator is, which is our collective consciousness that we all stem from. So some of these questions like, do you grow fur over time? I don't know if you're taking this from just your natural sense of curiosity or if you actually have seen people claim this. I would say that, like I said, it is about age. An older Otherkin may be a little bit more experienced in the way that they understand how they can present themselves into the world and fit in, so that they don't draw too much attention to themselves and they don't actually go into the fantasy world where they stop kind of living their lives. And there is a balance that's needed. You cannot run around like a dog on all fours barking at people outside. That is, to me, imbalance. You're not doing what you're supposed to do as a human soul. And you're really not using that dog spirit inside of you to actually increase and expand on your awareness of being a human. Being a human with a dog soul is someone that actually can just incorporate the qualities of being a dog. Loyalty, what else? Protection, being a guardian type of character. These are all types of qualities and attributes that can add to the human character. Like me, being an elf. So what are the qualities of an elf and how can I expand on that with my human soul? A guardian of nature, caring much about the earth, being a believer in magic and a certain type of elvish magic that Tolkien wrote about. These are all ways that I can incorporate those qualities and attributes into my human character and make me a unique human on earth. So I hope that this kind of gave you a different perspective from a more conservative, older otherkin, because there is a difference in age and how this kind of plays out. And anybody who basically you say, which is scarier to you, facts and logic or someone calling you human? So I guess you have seen examples of otherkins getting upset when they're being called human and people are not understanding them. What I want to say is that they are not yet fully transformed into integration of being a human and that otherkin nature within them. So what happens is they do get upset when you call them human, because right now at that point in their phase, they believe that they're not human. But you have to slowly awaken to the idea that you're human for a reason. And being a human is not bad at all. It is a different type of story that you're completing, a journey that you're here to complete, a mission for you to be human and go through your human life in order to do what you need to do. But you carry a particular type of soul vibration of being a particular animal or mythological creature, or being attracted to certain things that resonate with your soul and who you are, and that just makes you a unique human. And that's really an extension of who you are as an individual. So I would say that you have to have a balance of understanding that, yes, you have this otherkin nature to you because you're expanding, you're playing with, you're creating your self-identity as something more than human. But it doesn't mean that you're not human. You're just expanding on it, making it a wider version and a perspective of what it means to be human. So I hope that this is a way to answer some of your questions and to show that those otherkins that are getting upset at people for calling them human, they are at this point in their time where they haven't quite learned how to integrate the two together. But they are on earth to understand that conscious is unlimited, and they are purely becoming examples, physical examples for the world to see that the human being is actually something that is far more creative in potential than what people have given credit to for over the 12,000 years or so. So it's been an incredible journey, and we are here now where a lot of otherkins are coming to surface. This is something that's not going to go away. This is something that is actually needing to happen in order for humanity to take a next jump, a leap into the phase of, the star phases, basically, of where the experience of being a human expands and goes further into space. And this is kind of leading us towards a more futuristic version of the world in which we have a more diverse, even more diverse, not just color, ethnicity, and regions and nations where people are born and language, but actually diverse in souls, in soul types. So you're going to see fairies, you're going to see those that are Therians and that have these types of souls that are connected to animals. You're going to see all of this. It's not going to go away. You can go on YouTube and see that more and more people are coming forward with this. It's not a mass delusion. It's something that is kind of needing to happen within the collective. And I would bet, Hunter, if you can look deep down inside of yourself, you might start to see yourself as having attributes and qualities that connect to your favorite mythological creature, like a dragon or an animal that you truly love. And when you incorporate those qualities that is within the collective consciousness into who you are, it just makes you a more well-rounded, interesting, and unique individual. And then you're not just some guy who's living a normal life and doesn't see himself as an expanded version of consciousness. So I'd love to hear your response back. If you want to make a video making fun of me, go right ahead. Or if you have some other questions for me, I am happy to answer them for you.